is an actor, comedian, and also happens to be a transvestite. He is definitely not an athlete. But on July 27th, 2009, at 47 years of age, Eddie decided to go for a run. A very long run. His aim, to cover over 1,000 brutal miles around the United Kingdom. An incredible sport relief challenge.
I am just some bozo who's saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and started running a couple of weeks ago. I've run before, mainly for buses.
He will run through England, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland. A marathon a day, 6 days a week, for 8 weeks. Trailed by his own ice cream van, he'll encourage the nation to donate and run with him.
I'm interested in people. It's hopefully an adventure that can be fun.
But with little training, experience or preparation, this truly is a lunatic adventure.
If you carry on running, you might not even make it to the last day.
One man's mad struggle to run some of Britain's toughest terrain.
It's just me and my body, and can I make it?
And attempt something truly extraordinary. Eddie Izzard is at the Olympic Medical Institute to be assessed by a team of experts before he begins his run. First, he meets Dr. Mike Loosemore, a leading sports consultant.
Very good to meet you.
Have a seat. Just tell me what you're going to do on this endurance event that you're planning.
I'm planning to run from run around the UK.
Okay. And how many miles is that?
It's about 1,068.
And that's a huge undertaking, isn't it? I mean, what's your running history?
Well, when I was a kid, I ran about a bit in the playground. Well, I haven't done. I think I should run.
Yes.
I think I'm designed for running.
Sorry to go back, but as far as running is concerned, how much actual, running training have you done up to this point?
I've done about 2 weeks training.
You're telling me you're not an habitual runner?
No.
So we haven't got 20 years of running experience up to this point?
No.
Okay. And how long have you got before you do the run?
Going in 4 weeks on Monday.
Is that right?
4 weeks on Monday, yeah. Is this wrong? Am I doing things wrong? Well, you see, I
thought we had like 9 months.
No, I don't want to do the 9 months thing.
The Institute's director, ex-Olympian Professor Greg White, usually trains Britain's greatest athletes. But in Eddie, he has got a 47-year-old unconditioned comedian.
It was an interesting one when I first spoke to him, because I've heard a lot of these types of events, and my attitude is very much that anything is possible, but there are a number of prerequisites for us.
Okay, just going up a little bit in speed again.
But when he told me that he wasn't a seasoned runner, had very little running experience, it becomes ludicrous, because what we have is only 5.5 weeks preparation.
Greg tests Eddie on a running machine to discover how long he can run for.
Here we go, up we go.
He'll need to have superhuman stamina to rise to the challenge for sport relief, running 43 marathons at least 30 miles a day around the United Kingdom.
Running, it's healthy, it's very primal, it's what we came from, and if it can help raise money for people who are still having a tough time, even in this time of recession, if people give a small amount of money and we can help people in Africa that still is the continent that has the toughest time, then that will be a great thing.
Really nice, really nice.
His route will take him from London to Cardiff, then detour to visit his childhood home where his mum spent her last days, past Liverpool to Scotland, continue over to Belfast, across Northern Ireland, and finally head south from Glasgow back down to London. This is a personal and punishing journey where he will visit the places from his past that made him the comedian we know today.
This is an incredibly difficult challenge, even for a seasoned endurance runner. Eddie isn't that.
So keep the focus on it, let the treadmill do the work.
Somebody told me I should get out more. So here I am doing the ultimate getting out more.
Drive it in, drive it in. Excellent, excellent, we're going up, good lad, off you pop. Well done, very nice indeed, nice indeed. Excellent.
The result of the day's assessments are not good. Although Eddie scored well in his fitness run that shows he has the stamina of an average runner, his body is in poor shape, with limited balance and flexibility. He also has a multitude of injuries and flat feet. He's just not designed for constant running. 4 weeks later, Eddie's in central London for a practice run and his first timed marathon. But he's had little time to train, and it's just 3 days until his challenge begins.
So what's happened today, Greg? Why are we here? Test run. So basically what we're doing is we are testing the systems, as it were. So this is as much about Eddie as it is about the sort of logistics as well.
Up until now, he's been running on his own, but today he's been followed by his support team. He'll be using this as a test day and practice run.
There's us, there's you guys following us, and that's kind of it.
In his support team is a sports therapist and tour manager, and a small film crew in a motorised rickshaw driven by Ted.
And there's the option of...
Oh, that, I love that. Bye-bye.
Eddie sets off from Trafalgar Square,
Oh, look at this.
mimicking the conditions and route of the first run, carrying a flag of the country that he runs through. His aim is to cover 30 miles a day. However, it's not long before Eddie encounters a problem.
You got wedged in there. I was trying to work out how to get myself up and running, but I'm worried about you guys now.
The stop seems to have broken his concentration.
What's he doing there? He just stops for the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does.
He's easily distracted, braking regularly to enjoy the London scenery.
Are you guys MI6? Because if you were MI6, no one would know. Because you look perfect. Look, having a coffee.
At this rate, it'll take him all day. An experienced runner should complete a marathon in 4 hours, so Greg runs with him to stop him drifting.
One of the critical things is actually that he keeps his speed up, that he keeps his speed constant. What he doesn't want to be doing is going fast, going slow, going fast, going slow. It's incredibly damaging for him.
And just 9 miles from Trafalgar Square, Eddie's stop-start strategy has backfired. A number of old injuries have flared up.
Stop, have a little stretch, have a walk, change the pace.
You know, this is it. This is what it really is. This 47, and I haven't done this really before, and so I'm asking quite a lot of my body, but I just like it to work properly.
These injuries mean Eddie's going to struggle just to complete today's marathon. To do 8 of them to get to his mum's old house seems unlikely. 43 seems utterly impossible.
For the first time, he's really sort of opened up, and I think what he's expressing is this fear of failure. Up to this point, Eddie's really been in a position where actually the reality of what he's about to do hasn't come across to him.
Hello, I do like it. Oh, I do like it.
This is the reality of a British summer. You think to yourself, we're going to run this in the summer, things are going to be fine. This is the weather he's going to get.
I don't think we should do this. What about we don't do this?
How are you feeling?
Yeah, it just feels a bit... Well, it's okay. I don't know, if I can't think... what I should say, what I think... I'm cold, I'm wet, and I hurt. Is what I really feel. But I've just got to... I've got to keep going and avoid them. And it gets a bit dangerous.
The challenge hasn't even begun, and Eddie's falling apart. Greg is concerned and decides to shorten today's practice run from 30 to 26.2 miles, a marathon.
Here he comes now. So we are just under 8 hours in, and he's coming in for the marathon. It's unattainable. You can't do that. You can't be on your feet for 8 hours plus another 5 miles. So 10 hours a day, every day for 7 weeks. You can't do it.
26.5 miles. There's a marathon just about there.
You did it.
And this is the point where people go, ooh, and then they get covered in tin foil, and they get put in a Kit Kat bar.
You get basted. Yeah.
They become Kit Kats. Actually today, it's kind of like I'm the most wobbly I've been in the whole build-up. I really don't know what's going to happen.
6 a.m, the start of Eddie's incredible journey. As the team prepare their equipment, Eddie sends a message to just under 1 million fans on Twitter, publicising his mission for the first time.
This is what I wrote. Today I will try to run for charity around the whole of the UK. London, Cardiff, Belfast, Melbourne to London. I leave now. The
challenge is now a reality as it's out in the public domain.
Yeah, my body wants to evacuate its bowels a lot.
Eddie wants the start to be low-key. A small support team from Sport Relief are waiting. They're all relying on him to run as far as he can to raise money for the charity.
He's incredibly nervous, and I think Friday with the marathon and now today, the anxiety really is starting to build up.
I just want to start really, and then we've got a T-shirt thing, and then there's the publicity of saying what's happening.
Are you running in there?
Just, I'm not wild about this look. It's just like a gig. If you think about it too much, you'll screw it up. So I want to start. Can I start? Here we go, kids. See you in 7 weeks. Oh, fuck.
In 5.5 weeks, I think, we've managed to get him to the best physical shape that we can, but it is only 5.5 weeks with a transvestite comedian who's never had any running experience, so.
Once I start, I just have to finish. There's a worry in there, but it's an adventure.
To give Eddie a fighting chance, he has received pain-killing injections for his old injuries and orthopaedic trainer inner soles to help his flat feet. But only time will tell if his body can stand up to the gruelling pace of daily marathons.
This likes talking to me a bit, but I think I just have to ignore things.
12 miles already this morning, first morning out, and the big difference between today and Friday is just not messing about. He's focused on what he's doing, he's not stopping. People will look at this and think this is an impossible challenge, and they won't be far from the truth. The fact is, though, much of what these ultra-endurance events come down to is attitude, the desire to complete, and Eddie has that desire. He really wants to complete this.
I am testing what I can do, because there are some people who are brilliant sportsmen and they got up and they were brilliant at 6, and I was never brilliant. I was never brilliant at almost anything. Everything I've just slaved away and worked at and worked at.
Eddie will have scheduled stops throughout his journey, and after 5 hours he breaks in Staines. This gives Joe, Eddie's sports therapist, a chance to assess his body.
Oh, God.
How are the muscles?
Oh, it's hurting. It's hurting.
So on these breaks he'll be taking on some more fluids and food if he needs it. I'll be checking anything that he's currently got wrong with him, if it's getting worse or if it's new things developing.
It's the arch that's in there that's...
Eddie is having ankle trouble and decides to change his shoes.
Sometimes a change is as good as a rest. I learnt this in high heels, actually. If you swap high heels, this is more of a girl thing, or a transvestite thing, that you can actually, after a night in heels, then it actually, because they press on different parts of the feet.
Greg, the most qualified of the support group, has to go, leaving the team to cope with the rest of the challenge.